Skal vi off planet? Det skal vi. Vi skal til hovedbyen. The Convoy used Admiral Francois also known order the bombing of Londinium to halt the city's turmoil outbreak. Alt det der husker jeg.
I don't want to like it, but I got to admit, Atlantis is classy.
Captain! Over here! The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone. Of a man named Francois Sanon. One-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War. Former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus. Woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
This way Victus must have been an impressive commander for the UC to want to clone him.
He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
You're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not ours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already.
Let's move.
You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time.
I'm
No
good.
telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
Yeah, don't have any
Then I
questions.
guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Skal vi opp til de der jævla suitsa? Da må jeg sette på bitchfacet mitt. For jeg liker ikke sånne folk.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Thanks. Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope will determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, We've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We need the archival data to find a way to stop possible Terramorph apocalypse.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
Han har haters.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt, the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties. Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Jeg har lyst til å si begge de to. I only know what I was told. It's tissue matched ones from Londinian.
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
So it would seem.
Faen, jeg burde
So
sagt den
then, Captain,
øverste.
Given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
If there's a chance what happened on Tau Ceti could happen elsewhere, we need to grant the request.
If the stakes weren't so high, we wouldn't be asking. But, well, we're asking.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
Well, I am not. I've heard nothing here to convince me that we should do anything but wait.
BRB legger de to siste, ferdig kveldsmøte på stedet. Aye, bro. Good luck, have fun.
A fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we've that.
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
God damn!
Morphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God. Holy, we need to move.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. The nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, man. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Okay. Full action med en gang du skal stikke, ass. Hva er det for noe? Modified
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got. We're trying to help.
Thanks for playing.
Ja, hva skal jeg med de? Ja, det har jeg gjort.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control. Turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire. And keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Sounds like we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
We got company, I think.
No time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower.
An
Let's
evacuation
move!
order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up. Don't just stand there.
Å, jævlig. Faen, det går jo ikke an å ta dem ned. Må kanskje drepe de der folka der. Jævlig ekkelt det var da. der og der. Faen, så crazy.
Kill them first.
Fy faen, det sjukt.
We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over anymore. Keep those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
De vil at jeg skal ha alt det her, ja. Nice. Nå blir det kanskje litt tøft, da. Dobbeltsjekke.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your six.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
Are you sure you're not going to turn on us out there?
We're not afraid, but we'll stay here and hold the line if that's what you want. You're the experts.
We'll handle this, you stay put.
We're on the line.
Okay, let's move it. Så vi kunne ikke gå inn i skipet og blaste dem, det var sykt. Bruke skipet. Sjuke aliens, ass. Okej. Vänta. Kan bruke sånne eksplosiver og sånn.
Here! I'm over here! Oh god! Please don't let me die! Watch out!
Stand still. I'm going to wear your skin.
Fuck.
You left us. Why did you leave us?
Ok. Vi greide det, ass. 3 Terramorphs, liksom. Og de er så syke.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. The universe put the right people in the right place.
You all held the line, you're the heroes here, not us.
Certainly doesn't feel like it. I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Se på dem, da. Helt syke, liksom.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. You're not the doctor. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
Please. Just leave me alone.
God damn. Må sjekke at lyden er ordentlig her igjen. Faen, altså. Ja, der. Det er så bra timing også, at de Terramorphs angriper akkurat når de sier nei til å la oss sjekke ut
Let your
researchen.
people all know how much we... Captain? Hadrian? It would appear
Skjedde det nå igjen? Skjedde det nå igjen? Nei. Okay.
that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Better late than never, I suppose.
I mean, you could wait around for a couple more Terramorphs to show up before you really believe us. No?
No, you two were in the right. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, after today's events, the cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will be supporting your collection of the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone
Som
who
jag gör det.
knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
If you're sure that's the wisest course of action.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
You can count on me, ma'am.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Hope Laura doesn't get too much underfoot.
I'm gonna go check in with
time's
Chief
right.
Engineer.
Nice.
Yes?
Hey.
These orders can't be. Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second in command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack.
Alla links.
You have my gratitude.
Vi driver og redder universet, vi nå.
The
Mot
President wants us
aliens.
to get you into the Armistice archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste. You know what the archives are, correct?
They're the repositories for all the band data from the Colony War.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the three major galactic players.
Varun,
Access to the
UC
archives is only
og
granted in
Freestar
cases of
Collective.
dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code
Følger med, vet du.
for three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince two people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
You'd think they'd be clamoring to help after the spaceport attack.
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative. But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Ja, jeg tror ikke jeg har vært noe sted der hvor Varun er. Jeg har vært på Freestar Collective-planeter og UC-planeter, så jeg har lyst til å sjekke ut det der først. Ass. Tell me about Ambassador Balmore of House Varun.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
I'm sure it can be reasoned with. House Varun are people just like us.
Of course, but there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore is actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked
Ja, det er
his
som han
head
der
out. Scans of the
utenriksministeren i
facility
Kina, eller hva
show
faen, det som
life
bare plutselig ble
signs,
borte.
but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
I'll track him
I
down.
have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security.
Å ja, så det er her i byen, fordi det er jo ambassadør. Ok, ja. Tell me about Ambassador Radcliffe of the Free Star Collective.
The good Ambassador Ratcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War.
Cool.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll...
No.
But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Da bruker jeg bare den der manipulere greia. Sounds like we need some leverage over Ambassador Radcliffe. Alright, tell me about these other tools then.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC
Jävla
Intelligence has a
politikk, ass.
recording device planted in the ambassador's
Rottereir.
thinking, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Report suggests there's a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for intel. Maybe even convince to work with you.
That's all the info I need for the moment.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise. Now, if you have additional questions, or I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the...
Okay.
Be smart out there, Captain.
Ja, hvis de alle er her, så starter jeg bare med den enkleste. Jeg trodde jeg måtte dra til planetene, men det er jo ambassadører, så... Da er de jo stasjonert i på andre planeter enn der de er fra.
When the time's right, I'd appreciate a chat.
Sure.
I'm up for a little adventure. We need to find Cora and talk with her. She made it sound like it's life or death.
Ja, det gjør vi ikke nå. Bare se om det er her, da. Ja.
This space is
I den rare bygningen. Free Star Collective Embassy.
You are a visitor? You'll find the ambassador in our office. Go on.
When you get a moment, can we talk?
Nei.
I must confess. a couple of grab drive. Always good to get back to Freestar soil, even if it is surrounded by new equipment.
Hello, Ambassador.
And they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
You seem like a lady who wants to stop more terramorph attacks. Well, have I got the deal for you?
What are you? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now,
But
she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
Jävla politiker ass. You're correctly. We need access to the archives.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Persuade. Please, Ambassador, just listen to what I have to say.
Really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood.
Ja.
I'm listening.
Okay. Bribe. You were a soldier, it was your job to protect, and that's what we intend to do with this data.
I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility.
I'm a three-star ranger, I know right from wrong when I see it, and the UC is trying to do right here.
A ranger serving the cause of the colonies. You must really believe in this little endeavor.
How many lives are we willing to risk here because you have a grudge against the UC?
It's possible I might be letting my history cloud my judgment. Possibly. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once. You get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists
Seems
will
fair.
watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
That's way too much.
I'm sorry if you don't like the offer, but I refuse to be the person who lets such dangerous information be misused.
Okay, agreed.
Excellent. Follow me.
Må ikke snakke med den andre ambassadøren nå før jeg kan gjøre dette? Trodde det? Trodde alle tre måtte være i enighet. Eller holder det med 2 av 3? Majority vote.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Don't make me regret this, Captain. Code generators just this way. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll court. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all.
Oi. Ok. Jo, jeg må snakke med den siste også.
Exactly. It's like
when someone insults you, you want to just beat the shit out of them.
How's Faroon? Really don't know much about him.
Ikke jeg heller. Aldri vært her.
When you get a moment, can we talk?
Oi,
Yeah, the way you handle it.
shit. Hva skjedde her?
Not bad. Not bad. I mean, is it supposed to look like this?
God damn.
You just never know.
Nei, jeg må bruke den her, og den. Sånn. Easy. Activate turrets. Det burde jeg kanskje gjøre. Ja, det er Terramorphs inne her, ja. Aktivert det. Ah, ok. Jeg må bare ta update friend foe settings. Da burde den være på min side. Ja. Nei. Ikke robotene. Der og der. Det er jævlig nice å ha litt backup mot de Terramorphs, de tåler så jævla mye. Der har vi venner, vet du. What? Er det Terramorph som driver og prater? Sjekke ned også da, siden det er opp vi skal. Ja. Med.
good night.
Det mili-roboter. De har jo ammo da, men de skjøt ikke. Nei, det ble feil. Det mangler fortsatt én, så det går ikke. Den. Det går jo ikke det heller. Da. Trenger jeg den? Nei. Den. De to? Ja. Den og den. Easy. Nei, fuck it, jeg bare skyter i tølsa.